Once again, welcome in my class. So, nowadays we started a new chapter, and 18th century political formation. We little will learn about that one after the death of Aurangzeb, what happened, and how the boundaries was chunky. How you can say reshaped, and how the new peasants and Jamidari rebellions were occurred there, and how the Nadir Shah attacked in 1739, and the background of 1761 battles of Third Panipat was set up there. Okay, so now we start from here. Already under served pressures from them all sides, the emperor was further weakened by the competitions among the different groups of the nobles. Okay, we know about the nobles are much, you can say, greater than the kings that time. Okay, nobles have the more power. The Iranians and Turanian nobles of the Turkish descent from a long time, the later Mughals emperors were puppets in the hand of the either one of the other of those two powerful groups. They have the two powerful groups now there, that is called Iranian and Turanians. Okay, they are the foreigners, but now they live in India. Okay, the worst possible humiliations came when the two Mughal emperors, Farrukhsiyar, that is also important, he was also very important person, Farrukhsiyar, and the Alamgir II, 1754 to 1759, were assassinated, and two brothers, Ahmad Shah and the Shah Alam II, was blinded by their nobles. Okay, so that time, you can say the Sayed brothers are very famous for the kingmakers. They want anyone who can become the emperor, and if they not good enough for their side, so they removed. Okay, so we have here Farrukhsiyar at first, then Alamgir second. Here we have one more ruler there. That time is 1754 to 1758, and Ahmad Shah, he removed Ahmad Shah. Ahmad Shah was the son of Muhammad Shah. Okay, that was the 15th ruler of the Mughal emperor, who was assassinated. Okay, and Shah Alam II, time period is 1759 to 1861, was blinded by their nobles. They have appointed, you can say, okay, by the Sayed brothers. They are very famous, that one. Emergence of the new states. Now, how the emergence was, new states was there. So, with the decline in the authority of the Mughal emperors, the governor of large provinces, that is called Subedar, and the great Jamidars consolidated their authority in the different parts of the subcontinent. Through the 18th century, the Mughal emperor gradually fragmented into the number of the independent regional states. Broadly speaking, the states of 18th century can be divided into the three overlapping groups. We have the three overlapping groups. There are states that were old Mughal provinces like the Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad. Although extremely powerful and quite independent, the rulers of these states did not break their formal ties with the Mughal emperor. Second one, the states had enjoyed considerable independence under the Mughals at Watan Jagir. These included several Rajput principalities. The last group included states under the control of the Marathas, Sikh, and other like the Jats. These were of the differing size of had seized their independence from the Mughal after a long drawn armed struggle. So we can say at first Awadh then Bengal, then Hyderabad. They can independence. They can they release himself from the Mughal territory, and after that, some Watan Jagirs were also having their headed there. Okay, they joined together from the Mughal emperor, but not later. So they also released, and some part of the territory of India was get independent, just like we can say Maratha, Sikh, and Jat are not were the part of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, especially for Aurangzeb. Okay, now the old Mughal provinces. Who called the old Mughal provinces? Among the states that were craved out of the old Mughal provinces in the 18th century, three stand out of very prominently. These were Awadh, now called Ayodhya, Bengal, and Hyderabad. All three states were founded by the member of the high Mughal nobility who had been governors of the large provinces. First one is Saadat Khan, Awadh, Murshid Quli Khan, Bengal, and Asaf Shah, Hyderabad, that is also known as the Nizamul Mulk. All three had occupied high mansabdari positions and enjoyed the trust and confidence of the emperor. Both Asaf Shah and Murshid Quli Khan held a Jat rank of 7,000 each, while Saadat Khan Jat was 6,000. So they are the you can say the very important Mansabdar of their time, but they get independent. Okay, so Asaf Shah also, Asaf Shah, okay, and Murshid Quli Khan. One established, also known as the Nizamul Mulk, established the Hyderabad Nizam, and one Murshid Quli Khan, also known as the Nawab of Bengal. Okay, so now first one, Hyderabad territory, Nizamul Mulk, Asaf Shah, the founder of Hyderabad state 1724 to 1748, was one of the most powerful member at the court of the Mughal Emperor Farrukhsiyar. Which one? Farrukhsiyar. Okay. He was entrusted first with the governorship of the Awadh and later given charge of the Deccan. At first, he was interested to get the chance of the Awadh's governor, but after some time, he was interested. Yeah, he was given the charge to the Deccan. As the Mughal governor of the Deccan provinces during 1720 to 1722, Asaf Jah had already gained control over its political and financial administrations, taking subsequent advantage of the turmoil in the Deccan and the competition amongst the court nobility. He gathered power in his hands and became the actual ruler of that region. So he can grabbed the powers for their own side. So he was very powerful then. Okay. Asaf Jah brought skilled soldiers and administrators from northern India who welcomed the new opportunities in the south. He appointed Mansabdars and granted Jagirs. He also, now he was a king. Okay, he became a king. So that's why he appointed Mansabdars also and giving to the Jagirs, just like in Iqtidari system, yeah, Jagirdari system, in Subedari system in, we learn little bit in the Mughal emperor, the time of the Akbar. Okay, so although it was still a servant of the Mughal emperor, he ruled quite independently without seeking any direction and from the Delhi for facing any interference. The Mughal emperor merely confirmed the decisions already taken by the Nizamul Mulk Asaf Jah. So he not interested to giving any information to Delhi, and he was ruled independent ruler in the Hyderabad. Okay, the state of Hyderabad was constantly engaged in the struggle against the Marathas to the west and the independent Telugu warriors chiefs. They are called Nayaks of the plateau. The ambitions of the Nizamul Mulk Asaf Jah to control the rich textile producing areas of the Coromandel coast in the east were checked by the Britishers, who were becoming increasingly powerful in the regions. So that was called the Coromandel. So did the India map. and this side is called the Coromandel. Okay, Coromandel. Okay, so that is very rich from for why from the textile trading. Okay, so now the Nizam's army. The description of Nizam of Hyderabad's personal troopers in 1790. The Nizam has a swear savari of 400 elephants. Savari, okay, and several thousands of the horsemen near his person, who received the upwards 100 rupees nominated pay and her extremely well mounted and richly caffreined. That is called caffreined. Okay, so they have their own army. You can say they have established their own army too. Okay, now the part of Awadh, yeah, the big one more territory, Awadh, we can say. Awadh nowadays also known as the Ayodhya. Burhanul Mulk Saadat Khan was appointed Sardar ya Subedar of Awadh in 1722 and founded a state which was one of the most important to emerge out of the breakup of the Mughal Emperor. Awadh was a prosperous region controlling the rich alluvial Ganga plains and the main trade routes between North India and the Bengal. Burhanul Mulk also held the combined offices of the Subedari, Diwani, and Faujdari. All rights they have. We can say judicial power also they have, financial power also they have, okay, and parliamentary affairs, all the powers they have. In other words, he was responsible for the mainly the political, financial, and military affairs of the province of the Awadh. Burhanul Mulk tried to decrease Mughal influence in the Awadh regions of the reducing the number of the officers, holders, Jagirdars appointed by the Mughals. They can decided now we are all in all, so that's why they are decreases the all the officers. He also reduced the size of Jagir, okay, and appointed the own loyal servants to the vacant positions. So which type of vacant position they have? They are appointed their own servant, yeah, their own trust peoples, who are trusted by only the Saadat Khan, okay, not in the Mughal emperor. So the accounts of the Jagirdars were checked to prevent cheating, and the revenues of all the districts were resetted by officials appointed by the Nawab's court. He says the number of the Rajput Jamidars and the agriculturally fertile lands of the Afghans of Rohilkhand. So Rohilkhand is the part of the little bit, you can say, the Bareilly and the Haidrabad, okay, districts. The state dependent on local bankers and Mahajans for loans. It solely the right to collect tax to the highest bidders. So bidding is there. These revenue farmers, Ijaredars, agreed to pay the state a fixed sum of the money. Local bankers guaranteed the payment of the contracted amount to the state. In return, the revenue farmers were given the considerable freedom of the assessment and collection of taxes. These developments allow new social groups like the moneylenders and bankers to influence the management of the state's revenue systems. Management, or that is called management of the revenue state systems, the something which had not occurred in the past, means it was the new one, okay. So now the new type of the peoples are emerged there. They are called the money lenders and sahukars, yeah, bankers also we can say. Now the Bengal gradually broke away from Mughal control under the Murshid Quli Khan, who was appointed the Naib ya Nawab, deputy of the governor of provinces, although never a formal subedar. Murshid Quli Khan very quickly seized all powers that with that offices like the rulers of Hyderabad and Awadh. He also commanded the revenue administration for the state in the effort of reduce Mughal influence in the Bengal. He transferred all the Mughal Jagirdars to the Orissa and ordered a major reassessment of the revenue of Bengal. Revenue was collected in the cash with the great strictness from all the Jamidars. So that is the main power, the cash you can say. Earlier that was not a cash, okay. They can their taxes from the different commodities, just like crops, just like you can say grains and maybe in their animals. Okay, now the caste is giving them, and very strictly they are follow that one. As a result, many zamindars had to borrow money from the bankers and moneylenders. Those unable to pay were forced to steal their lands to larger zamindars. We can say the Bengal. Also, the after some time we can learn in class 8th we can say how the Bengal was looted by the Nawabs. Yeah, the company Nawabs. So same type of same process they also offered at that time too. So it's not a new for the we can say for the Bengal face that one. So the formation of the regional state in the 18th century Bengal therefore led to the considerable changes among the zamindars. The close connection between the state and bankers noticeable in the next we can say video. Okay, so in this video we learned about the how the Bengal was independent, how the Awadh the leadership of Burhanul Mulk was how which type of there, and how the Nizamul Mulk Asaf Shah, yeah, Asaf Shah also we can say Asaf Shah Yaja Hyderabad, how they can build that one. Okay, and emergence of the new states, so we can learn here. So now we learned about it a bit in the new video. Okay, thank you.